Most men think they're grieving for a woman. They cry and they scroll through old photos. They text at 3 a.m. They think it's love, but it's not. It's ego death. Because when she walked away from you, she didn't just take herself. She took your position, your status, your identity. She basically took your throne. And you're not heartbroken. You're dethroned, you're living in exile, and you don't even know it. But there's a different kind of man, the one who sees through the illusion. He doesn't beg for her return. He doesn't collapse when she leaves. He recognizes what just happened. He lost territory, not his soul. Machiavelli wrote for rulers, not romantics. He understood that love is not just emotion, love is position. And when you lose position, you don't need therapy, you need sovereignty. If you click this video, something is shifting inside you. You're tired of crying over someone who isn't crying over you. You're tired of the weakness disguised as sensitivity. You're starting to ask the uncomfortable question, do I miss her? Or do I miss who I was when she chose me? Today, we're going to walk through the 7 signs. The 7 brutal truths that reveal you're not mourning a person, you're mourning your power. And at the end, I'll give you sign 0, the price you pay when you finally reclaim your throne. Most men will turn back. They'll choose the comfort of delusion. Will you? Let's find out. The first sign is the most painful. You feel like you lost everything. But look closer. What did you actually lose? Her or your role? Every relationship is a kingdom. There are roles, power balances, emotional economies. With her, you were someone. Maybe you were the protector, maybe the visionary, maybe the calm center in her chaos. When she left, it felt like exile. But here's the brutal truth most men never face. You're not missing her. You're missing your position in that kingdom. The average man never separates the two. He thinks love and status are the same thing. They're not. When she chose you, you felt elevated, chosen, validated, seen. When she left, it wasn't heartbreak. It was demotion. Your ego doesn't cry for romance. It cries for the throne. You are beginning to recognize this. You're starting to ask yourself, if she came back tomorrow but I didn't feel like a king around her, would I even want her? That question terrifies you because it shifts the responsibility inward. You're realizing that you outsourced your identity to her approval. And when she withdrew that approval, you collapsed. This is the death of the nice guy script. The script that says, if she loves me, I matter. You're waking up to a harder truth. If your power only exists in her presence, it was never power. It was dependency dressed as devotion. The second sign, your brain is rewriting history. Right now, you're remembering the warmth, the chemistry, the early intensity. You're editing out the tension, the incompatibilities, the fights, the subtle disrespect. Why? Because your brain wants stability back. But nostalgia is like political propaganda. It shows you a golden age that never fully existed. Machiavelli understood this. He saw how rulers manipulate the past to control the present. They romanticize the old regime to make people forget why it fell. Your mind is doing the same thing to you. It's showing you highlight reels. It's muting the pain. It's airbrushing the red flags. You are starting to notice this. You catch yourself mid-fantasy and think, wait, that's not how it actually was. You're remembering the times she dismissed you, the times she chose her friends over you, the times she made you feel small. The dangerous man sees nostalgia for what it is, a weapon your own brain is using against you to keep you weak, to keep you hoping, to keep you waiting. You are developing immunity to the lies of memory. You are seeing the past clearly, and that clarity is cold, but it's real. The third sign is the breakthrough. You're starting to realize something profound. She didn't make you great. She revealed you. With her, you went to the gym harder. You focused more. You moved with purpose. You spoke with certainty. You thought she inspired you, but the truth? She was just the mirror. The king doesn't receive power from the crown. The crown only makes the power visible. She was the crown. You were the king. And now that the crown is gone, you think the power left too. It didn't. You are beginning to separate the traits from her image. Disciplined, focused, driven, emotionally open. These are not hers. These are yours. She didn't create that man. She triggered him. And if he appeared once, he can be summoned again, but this time consciously, without her permission, without her presence. This terrifies most men because it means they can't blame her for their weakness anymore. If you were great with her, you can be great without her. You just have to own it. The fourth sign is behavioral. You've stopped reaching out, not because you're playing games, not because you're following some no-contact rule, but because the desire to chase her is gone. The average man, when he loses a woman, becomes a beggar. He texts, he explains, He apologizes for things he didn't do. He performs. He posts sad quotes. He tries to show her what she's missing. It's pathetic, and you're done with it. You're realizing that a king does not beg for territory to return. When a ruler loses land, he doesn't plead with the land. He strengthens his core. He rebuilds his center. He becomes undeniable. You are entering a new phase, strategic silence. You're not blocking her out of anger. You're not ignoring her to punish her. You're simply moving on. Because you understand now, if she wanted to stay, she would have. And if she wants to come back, she knows where you are. But you're not waiting. You're not frozen. You're building. This makes you dangerous, because the moment you stop chasing, you stop losing. The fifth sign is the spiritual shift. You've taken her off the pedestal. For months, maybe years, you saw her as special, different, an angel. You worshipped, and because you worshipped, you couldn't lead. You couldn't be authentic. You were too busy performing for her approval. But now, you see her as she is, a human being, flawed, selfish at times, driven by her own needs. This is called desacralization. Machiavelli did this to kings and popes. He looked at them and said, "You're not divine. You're just men in costumes." You're doing the same to her, and it's freeing, because you can't negotiate with a goddess, but you can walk away from a person. You're realizing she made mistakes too. She was cold sometimes. She was selfish sometimes. She wasn't perfect. And the moment you see that, the spell breaks. You're no longer blinded by the aura of her beauty or her validation. You see the game, and you're no longer playing it. The sixth sign is the death of victimhood. When it first ended, you asked the question every broken man asks: why did this happen to me? You replayed the relationship. You analyzed every mistake. You blamed yourself, or you blamed her. But now, you've stopped asking why. You're asking, what now? This is the shift from a victim mindset to a strategist mindset. Machiavelli wrote about fortuna, fate, chaos, the raging river of life. The weak man gets swept away by the river. The man of virtue builds dams. He channels the water. You are building your dam. You're not drowning in the what-ifs anymore. You're not obsessing over closure. You're focused on the next move. The next level, the next version of yourself. You've realized that breakups, like all crises, are just data. They reveal weaknesses. They expose dependencies. They show you where you were soft. And instead of collapsing, you're using that data. You're getting stronger, sharper, colder, not cruel, just clear. You've stopped being a victim of circumstance. You've become the architect of your next chapter. The final sign, the ultimate test. You are comfortable alone. In fact, you're starting to prefer it. The dangerous man is sovereign, and sovereignty is lonely. The average man cannot be alone for 10 minutes without panic. He grabs his phone. He texts someone. He needs noise to drown out the voice in his head. But you're making friends with the silence. You're realizing your best ideas come when you're alone. Your strength recharges when you're alone. Your clarity comes when you're alone. You don't need her or anyone to validate your reality. You can love deeply, you can invest fully, you can commit seriously, but your identity is not outsourced. You don't collapse when someone leaves. You reorganize. This is the highest form of emotional maturity. When a ruler loses territory, he doesn't beg the land to return. He strengthens his core. He rebuilds his center. He becomes undeniable. You are becoming undeniable. You're building a fortress inside yourself, a place where you are complete. People will come into your life and you will welcome them. But if they leave, you will not collapse. You will simply lock the gate and continue your work. You are no longer a moon reflecting someone else's light. You are the sun. You have your own gravity. You burn with your own fuel. Others can orbit you. Others can feel your warmth, but you do not depend on them to shine. If you recognize these 7 signs in yourself, take a breath. This is heavy. This is intense. You are not heartbroken. You are awakening. You are killing the weak version of yourself, the version that needed her approval to feel whole. You are becoming sovereign. But there is a price. The price is this: you can never go back to sleep. Once you see relationships as kingdoms, as power dynamics, as exchanges of value, you cannot unsee it. You cannot go back to naive romance. You cannot go back to the Disney fantasy. You will always be analyzing. You will always be watching. You will always be a part. It is a burden, but it is a glorious one, because the world doesn't need more romantics who collapse at the first rejection. It needs kings, men who can love without losing themselves, men who can lose without being destroyed. You are becoming that man. And when she sees you again, if she ever does, she won't see the broken boy who begged for her back. She'll see a king who rebuilt his kingdom, and that is when the power shifts. Here's the uncomfortable question. If she never comes back, will you shrink, or will you become the man who made her choose you in the first place? The strongest position a man can hold is this: he can love, he can lose, and he remains himself, not because he feels nothing, but because he governs himself. And a man who governs himself cannot be dethroned by absence. If this resonates, you're not like the others. You have the discipline for the truth. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell. But understand this: what I just showed you is only what I can say publicly. There are deeper truths about attachment, power, and seduction that I cannot discuss openly without being censored. The algorithm suppresses the most powerful information. If you want the uncensored strategies, the psychology they don't want you to know, click the subscribe button. Unlock the full system. Most won't do it. They want to stay comfortable. They want to stay weak. That's the point. The door is open. Walk through it.